I think the economy is already starting to turn a bit in the way we talked about this last week, that Biden can probably ride that out, and we're seeing signs there. So maybe they're not going to even have the economy as a message. And Trump had a ridiculous Truth Social post this week where he's trying to take credit for the economy now because he says that investors think that he's going to be president in a year. That's nonsense. And they need to just be laser focused on their message, and I don't think they are.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Managing Editor Chris Irvine.
Hey.
And Chris, conservatives, especially on social media, have been taking aim at Taylor Swift this past week, and she is apparently a psyop, a plant for the New World Order. Is this, first of all, why is this happening? And does it say something more broadly about the focus of conservatives right now?
Yeah, I think there's multiple things going on there, and it's because it's Super Bowl season. The Chiefs have been on TV an awful lot, and sure, Taylor Swift's probably the most popular entertainer on the planet right now, probably quite comfortably actually, and it's just funny seeing this kind of turn that the more mainstream attention and love she gets, there then seems to be this subset of people that wants to do damage to her and explain away the popularity and why isn't she being nice to us, and it's all part of a kind of wider cultural problem, I think, of people that just lash out on the internet. What I'm concerned about though is, and it could just be because it's silly season and the election campaign looks like it's already over, and it looks like it's Trump and Biden, people just trying to find something to talk about. I feel like it takes away from more serious issues, and it kind of betrays a certain lack of focus amongst the Republicans. I think for me, we wrote about it this week. We have an editorial about it this week about the kind of main failures of the Biden administration. We talk about the border, we talk about the economy, and his Middle East policy, particularly with regards to Iran. Why are we talking about Taylor Swift? Sure, she's the entertaining, shiny object. The stuff about the PSYOP is not helpful. It's nonsense. And look, some people probably are just having fun with it, and it is hilarious in some ways, but I think it really betrays this lack of focus that they have. Whether it be the conservative movement writ large or the Republican Party, they should be hammering home all the problems with the border again and again and again. I think the economy is already starting to turn a bit in the way we talked about this last week, that Biden can probably ride that out, and we're seeing signs there. So maybe they're not going to even have the economy as a message. And Trump had a ridiculous Truth Social post this week where he's trying to take credit for the economy now because he says that investors think that he's going to be president in a year. That's nonsense, and they need to just be laser focused on their message, and I don't think they are.
With FEC filings this past week, we learned that the RNC is not doing so hot with its fundraising and its spending right now. Is that another ominous sign for Republicans?
Yes, I think it's ominous to an extent, but I would need to kind of see what Trump's figures are, because it feels like over the last few years, Trump sort of usurped the RNC fundraising. Trump, as we know, is the Republican Party in many ways nowadays. So yes, top line number is pretty concerning for them, and I think there's been certainly a lot of criticism about the way that Ronna McDaniel has run that operation. We saw it kind of explode into on TV during the presidential debates when Ramaswamy decided to take a shot at her. So they've definitely got a problem, and I'm sure they're going to have a problem with a lot of candidates that they have as well. But do Trump's figures kind of balance that out? I think that's the big question there.
To your earlier point, do you think you could even articulate in one sentence or two sentences what Republicans are running on this cycle? I mean, for the Democrats, they're pretty obviously running on, we're not Trump. But are the Republicans any better? Do they have any more of a substantive platform?
That's a terrific question. And I think I don't think they can just run on, we're not Biden. We all know what Biden's flaws are. But the Republicans, I like the fact that they're zeroed in on the border, and Biden has now admitted that there is a problem at the border, and it's clearly a massive vote getter, and it's a massive concern if you look in the New Hampshire exit polls. That was a huge thing for them. As I've said, I think the economy is a dicey one for them, and I just am seeing some signs that it's starting to kind of break through and go the way of the Democrats. I think Republicans have a possible problem on their hands when it comes to abortion. And because it galvanizes the Democrat side so much. So I don't know, really. I think they're going to have to find something. I think they've got something with the border, but is that enough? It's really difficult to say.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more reporting from Chris and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.